What is going on, LBHT crew? Guys, I have one question. Is Keaton Mitchell for real? Yes, I think he is for real. Look, Keaton Mitchell had an awesome game, and he showed you this. He showed you flashes in preseason. Obviously, it was good in college, right? None of it is surprising that he did what he did on Sunday to the Seahawks. He had 130 yards rushing,
138 yards and a touchdown on 9 carries.
Yeah. Great to see. Not surprising. Only question is, can he do this consistently? Right. We've had running backs over the years that have had success, look good, but don't hold up down the stretch. Now he is a rookie, undrafted rookie, but fresh legs, explosive, and I told you, B, he gave me flashes at times. And again, not saying he's this guy. I'm not saying he's this guy. Okay, we're not going to have a Julius Peppers incident here. All right, I am saying there are a couple times I had flashes of Chris Johnson. Okay, CJ2K, because he's got that speed, that type of speed, right? Mm-hmm. Not quite Chris Johnson speed, and nobody's that fast other than Tyreek Hill, but explosive, and he showed it out there, and you could tell. I mean, he's got that J.K. Dobbins type of hunger. J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, just can't stay healthy. But when Dobbins is out there, he's like, "Yo, you better give me that rock." And Mitchell has that kind of intensity when he runs. So I'm very excited to see if he can keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you need to see him do it for more than one game, right? Especially with the way that game went, because I mean, if we're being like, Seattle was beaten, right? They were beaten in every phase of the game, and they were beaten badly, right? So like, it wasn't a competitive game. Not to say that they laid down or anything, but like, you want to see it happen against a team who's kind of live, and Seattle wasn't this week.
Right.
They were just bad. But no, it was a great. I was about to say debut, but he had already played. But it was a great game. Yeah. He had the 10 touches because he had one catch for -4 yards. But he brought that kind of explosion that the Ravens have not had since Lamar's been their quarterback. Right. And it's great to see that potentially they have that in Keaton Mitchell. They have that in Zay Flowers. We've been talking about for years that's what's missing in that offense, because it's been all on Lamar, because they just don't have any guys who can hit home runs for him. And that touchdown run that Keaton Mitchell had, it was their first touchdown over 20 yards in almost a year. And it just speaks to the I don't want to say lack of quality in the skill position players, but maybe the type of skill position players they have. Yeah. They don't have guys who can get the ball and make something happen with the ball in their hands. Yeah. They've just been missing that, and hopefully that's something that Keaton Mitchell can provide, because Justice Hill has that same kind of explosion and speed. He's not as fast, but I mean, that's his game. But then Justice Hill just falls down and drops the ball at random points during his runs. Or even at the beginning of his runs, which we've seen multiple times, which has made him not really a reliable weapon for Baltimore. So hopefully moving forward, Keaton Mitchell can keep it going.
Yeah. So speaking to what you mentioned, that lack of talent, right, on that offensive side of the ball, that's exactly why we were, big on them making a trade by the trade deadline. And the name that was floated out there was Derrick Henry, right? Now, there are some people that think, look, you don't need Derrick Henry. Josh Jacobs was another name that was thrown out there. We don't need Josh Jacobs, especially for a second-round pick. We strongly disagree with those sentiments, right? Mm-hmm. Keaton Mitchell could turn out to be better than those guys. He could turn out to be a Chris Johnson type of running back. He could be a home run hit, but we don't know. We know Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year, only 25 years old, right? We know Derrick Henry, even though he's older, has been one of the top running backs for years, right? And he still got something left in the tank, and we're trying to make a Super Bowl run. We need to get short things here. What I don't want to happen is Keaton Mitchell ends up being a flash in the pan, or just somebody that's just because he's young just isn't ready to shoulder, that load, and we fall short. Okay, our window's open now. We got to take the opportunity to hit on that, right? We got to maximize our opportunity to get a Super Bowl, and not making that move, even if we got Derrick Henry, that doesn't mean Keaton Mitchell can't eat, right? We know, like you said, Justice Hill isn't the guy. Gus Edwards, as good as he's playing, isn't the guy, right? They're complementary pieces. They're playing well, but they're not the guy. Derrick Henry's the man. Josh Jacobs is the man. What's his name over in the Colts? Taylor. He's the man, right? Those are guys that can elevate this offense the same way Christian McCaffrey does for the 49ers. Right. So, yeah, I still wanted us to go and get those guys, but that ship has sailed. And we got to hope that Keaton Mitchell can kind of replicate what those guys do for us.
Yeah, and I don't want to kind of harp on this point, but like, because he was running well even earlier in the game, but the two big runs for Keaton Mitchell came when the game was over, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore was up 20. It was under a minute left in the third when he ran for the touchdown, and then early in the fourth he had that 60-yard run. And, like I said, Seattle was beaten at that point. And to your point about, wanting to make sure he's not a flash in the pan. And I'm not saying that this guy is a flash in the pan, but you remember week 1 with Zay Flowers. He caught 9 passes. He had 78 yards. And everybody was losing it.
Yeah.
Right? That's his best game of the season.
Yes. Yeah.
He's come close yardage-wise a couple times, but you haven't seen that major impact that you were envisioning in week 1, right? And I think that's, again, like you mentioned, because these guys are rookies, and you don't want to lean on rookies in those kind of positions, right? You need to have veterans who you can count on. But again, it's not to say that Keaton can't be an impactful player for Baltimore. I just think that had you gone out and gotten a Derrick Henry, a Josh Jacobs, a Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, any of these guys, Jonathan Taylor, those guys could handle the load, the bulk of the work, and then Keaton Mitchell is free to just come in and, hey, now I'm gonna gash you for 20, on this one run. I'm gonna gash you for 15 next time, and 45 the next time, because I'm not in there taking those hits every single play. I'm not getting worn down. You have another guy who's kind of the pace setter for the offense.
Yeah.
And we don't know if Keaton Mitchell can be that.
Yeah. So look, let us know what you think, right? If you think, hey, we got somebody good here, and you feel good about him, cool. What I don't want is you guys in the comments trying to argue with us. We don't know what we're talking about. Oh, he's this, he's that. You don't know what he is. He's a rookie. Okay. You can have your opinion. Cool. We can respect it, but you're not going to come over here and talk to us like it's fact, because we've had similar conversations with other players, and out of respect for Coach, I'm not going to name that player, Prochet. That's fine. I feel good about him, but feelings isn't enough when you're at this level. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. You need to get guys that are sure things. He's not a sure thing yet.
Fun fact: he does have more career touchdowns than James Prochet now.
Hey, you said his name. I didn't say it. Okay. All right. Listen, this is a little bit of what you get every Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time on the LBHT show. Okay. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. All right. Also hit that like button. If you're looking for ways to support, if you are a long time listener or a first time listener, and you just like, man, you guys are spreading the gospel here. I got to throw something your way. All right. A couple ways you can do that. First is right below $, LBHT show. That is our Cash app, which also serves as our super chat for our live streams. Okay. Also, patreon.com/LBHT show. We have multiple tiers for membership. All of them give you some dope perks. Okay, including our Discord, including access to our fantasy football league, which is full right now. But in
Well,
the
no,
future,
we have a couple spots available in the Dynasty League, for teams to be taken over if people are interested in that.
There you go. So there's an opportunity there. All right. Also, our overtime show, which happens after the LBHT show every Wednesday night. Okay. So patreon.com/LBHT show. If you have little as $5 a month, go ahead and hook us up. Okay. All right. That's it. Keaton Mitchell, great first game. Keep it up against the Browns. The Browns are very tough. Yeah. They are very tough, but this is a good test to see how he holds up in those tough games. I don't expect 130 yards, but run well. That's all we're asking for. Okay. But yeah, very excited for what this team is doing, and let's see if they can keep it going. Go Ravens. We will see you on Wednesday. Peace.